हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, चैनल को लाइक करें, शेयर करें और सब्सक्राइब करें। आज हम देखने जा रहे हैं क्लास 8 सोशल साइंस का हिस्ट्री वाले पार्ट का 9th चैप्टर की एक्सरसाइजेस को। तो सीधे हम आ जाते हैं चैप्टर पर। वुमेन कास्ट एंड रिफॉर्म्स। तो इसका जो फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन है, इसमें कुछ नाम दिए गए हैं महापुरुषों के। उनके विषय में हमें उनके कार्यों को लिखना है कि उन्होंने क्या किया है। तो एक बार हम नाम देख लें। राम मोहन रॉय, दयानंद सरस्वती, वीरा सेलिंगम पंटुलु, ज्योतिराव फुले, पंडिता रमाबाई, पेरियार, मुमताज़ अली, ईश्वर चंद्र विद्यासागर। तो राम मोहन राय, इनके विषय में हम देख लें। आंसर करना है हमें। राम मोहन राय सपोर्टेड द बैनिंग ऑफ प्रैक्टिस ऑफ सती। दयानंद सरस्वती सपोर्टेड widow remarriage. Veera Selingam Pantulu supported widow remarriage. Jyotirao Phule supported equally among caste Pandita. Ramabai पंडिता रमाबाई, यहाँ ये पंडिता रमाबाई ने सपोर्टेड वुमेन्स एजुकेशन। उसके बाद मिस्टर पेरियार सपोर्टेड इक्वलिटी फॉर अनटचेबल्स। मुमताज़ अली सपोर्टेड वुमेन्स एजुकेशन। ईश्वर चंद्र विद्यासागर सपोर्टेड विडो रीमैरिज। स्टेट वेदर ट्रू और फॉल्स। तो हमें बताना है कि कौन सा कथन सत्य है और कौन सा कथन सत्य नहीं है। When British captured Bengal, they formed many new laws to regulate the rules regarding marriage, adoption, inheritance or property, etc. So ये बिल्कुल सत्य है, ट्रू है। B. Social reformers had to discard the ancient texts in order to argue for reform in social practices. False. Reformers got full support from all sections of the people of country. ये भी false है। The Child Marriage Resistant Act was passed in 1829. ये भी false है। Let's discuss. How did the knowledge of ancient texts help the reformers promote new laws? Answer is, whenever they wished to challenge a practice that seemed harmful, they tried to find a verse or sentence in ancient sacred text that supported their point of view. Then they then suggested that the practice as it existed at present was against early tradition. Thus, the knowledge of ancient texts helped the reformers promote new laws. What were the different reasons people had to for not sending girls to school? तो लोग बच्चियों बालिकाओं को स्कूल क्यों नहीं भेजा करते थे, क्या कारण थे, ये क्वेश्चन है। आंसर इज द फॉलोइंग वेयर द डिफरेंट रीजन पीपल हैड नॉट फॉर नॉट सेंडिंग गर्ल्स टू स्कूल। तो इसके हमें कुछ कारण देना। एक कारण हम दें, दे फियर्ड द स्कूल वुड टेक गर्ल अवे फ्रॉम होम, thereby preventing them for doing their domestic duties. दूसरा हम दे दें कारण, they felt the they felt that traveling through public place in order to reach school would have or corrupting influence on girl. उसके बाद एक और कारण हम दें, they felt that girls should stay away from public spaces. Why were Christian missionaries attacked by many people in the country? Would some people have supported them too? If so, for what reason? आंसर करना है. In the 19th century, Christian missionaries started setting up school for tribal group and lower caste children. These children were trained to find a footing in the changing world. Soon the poor left the villages and started looking for jobs. In the city, people who looked down on the lower caste did not like progress of this section of people. Social reformers would have supported the missionaries for their work against social evils. Next, in the British period, what new opportunities opened up for people who came from caste that were regarded as low? Answer is, the British period saw the rise of the cities. Many are poor living in the Indian villages and small towns. At the time began leaving their villages and towns to look for jobs that were opening up in the cities. As the cities were growing, there was a great demand for labor. Labor for digging dams, laying roads, constructing buildings, working in factories and municipalities. This demand for labor was made by the population migration from the villages and towns. There was also the demand for the labor in the various plantations both within the country and abroad. The army too offered opportunities for employment. Many of these migrating people belonged to low caste. For them, the cities and plantation represented the opportunity to get away from the oppressive hold that upper caste landowners exercised over their lives and the daily humiliation they suffered. How did Jyotirao and reformers justify their criticism of caste inequality in society? Answer is, Jyotirao Phule developed his own ideas about the injustice of caste society. He did not accept the Brahmins' claim that they were superior to others since they were Aryan. Fully argued that the Aryans were foreigners who come who came from outside the subcontinent, the and defeated and subjugated the native Indians. As the Aryans established their supremacy, they began looking at the Indians at inferior and low caste people. According to Phule, the upper caste had no right to their land and power. In reality, the land belonged to the indigenous people that called low castes. 8 क्वेश्चन को हम देख लें. क्वेश्चन नंबर 8. Why did Phule dedicate his book Gulamgiri to the American movement to free slaves? Answer is, Jyotirao Phule was concerned with all forms of inequalities and injustice existing in society, whether it was the plight of upper caste women, the miseries of the laborer, the humiliation of the low caste. By dedicating his book Gulamgiri to the American movement to free slaves, he linked the condition of the black slaves in America with those of the lower caste in India. The comparison also contained an expression of hope that one day, like the end of slavery in America, there would be an end to all sorts of caste discrimination in Indian society. What did Ambedkar want to achieve through the temple anti movement? Answer is, B.R. Ambedkar started temple anti movement in 1927, which was participated by his Mahar caste followers. Brahman priests were argued when the lower caste used water from the temple tank. Dr. Ambedkar led three such movements for temple entry between 1927 and 1935. His aim was to make everyone see the power of caste prejudices within the society. 10th question is, why were Jyotirao Phule and Ramaswamy Nakar critical of the national movement? Did their criticism help the national struggle in any way? Answer is, both Jyotirao Phule and Ramaswamy Nakar were critical of the national movement, as they could barely see any difference between the preachers of anti-colonialism and colonial masters. Both, according to them, were outsiders and had used power for subjugating and oppressive the indigenous people. Fully, fully believed that though the upper caste leader were then asking people all over the country to unite for fighting the British once the Britishers had left, they would continue with the oppressive caste policies, thereby causing divisions among the very people they were trying to unite. He believed that they only wished for unity to serve their purposes, and once the purposes had been served, the decision would creep in again. तो इस तरह से ये लेसन के एक्सरसाइजेज कंप्लीट होते हैं. आपको इनको अच्छे से पढ़ना है और परीक्षा की इनको देखते हुए अच्छी तैयारी करना है. आप प्रसन्न रहें. चैनल को लाइक करें, शेयर करें, सब्सक्राइब करें। और एक अच्छी खबर ये है कि नंबर ऑफ़ सब्सक्राइबर इतने हो गए हैं कि अब लाइव किया जा सकता है, तो कोशिश की जाएगी कि जल्दी से जल्दी लाइव भी किया जाए। तो आप देखेंगे अब एक आध आपके सुझाव से ही लाइव प्रोग्रामिंग भी की जाएगी। चैनल को लाइक करें, शेयर करें और सब्सक्राइब करें। सदैव प्रसन्न रहें, आनंदित रहें। इन्हीं शुभकामनाओं के साथ धन्यवाद।